The Democrats want to destroy the country. We know this.
Conservative propagandist Charlie Kirk is down on hard times. He has both run out of ideas and apparently run out of clothes. So I'm going to play this video for you. It is quite the spectacle, especially when it comes to one comment that he makes here that I think will clearly stand out.
And I think these comments from Chuck Schumer are important because I want every Republican out there to realize that when the Democrats are winning, they are rubbing it in our face. And some Democrat senators, some Republican senators are now coming up and they are stunned. How dare he do this? You think we're still living in the same country, don't you? Senators from South Dakota, Senator Portman. You think we're still living in the 1980s where the Democrats actually want what's best for America? The Democrats want to destroy the country. We know this. This is not new stuff. It's not profound thinking. They want to see America completely obliterated, the Constitution shredded, and remade in their own San Francisco, Brooklyn, Malibu, Manhattan image, where there is no cultural identity, where you live in sexual anarchy, where private property is a thing of the past, and the ruling class controls everything. We know this. And Schumer is willing to get there. Schumer is willing to get it done. Republicans are not. Republicans are trying to protect a country that no longer exists.
All right. Now, in a minute here, I will get to a couple of reactions online, including one from a conservative who is backing up one of his points here. But first, before I get to the major piece of this, the sexual anarchy that Charlie Kirk appears to be very frustrated by. First, his hair. I don't know. Try maybe. I guess, if it's one thing if you're like a Twitch streamer and this is your thing. But Charlie Kirk in the past has been a guy that has tried to present himself as a little more, put together. But here it really appears that he just rolled out of bed and just is doing this on the fly without even thinking about it. And again, if you stop at any one of these points, he makes absolutely no sense. Let's first go to the elite ruling class. So the San Francisco and Brooklyn elite ruling class no longer want private property. Come on. You can't say that and expect people to take you seriously. Elites, no matter what party, of course they want private property. That's all they care about is private property. How can you make this claim and expect people to take you seriously? It is so ridiculous. So when it comes to, these two parties, the leadership especially, well, the GOP, completely corporate and big donor controlled, but the Democratic Party also, when it comes to leadership, largely controlled by corporations. That is the biggest issue here with these two parties. The elite ruling class rules them both, and of course they want private property. But, I just, who takes this information in and thinks they're actually learning anything? It really is ridiculous. Now, let's get to the sexual anarchy that, again, is frustrating Charlie Kirk for some reason. So, anarchy is the absence of government. Charlie Kirk here appears to be calling for government control over your sex life. I thought conservatives were all about freedom. Oh, liberty, freedom. They care so much about that. Yet they want government control over your sex life. And this is backed up, by the way, by tweets. So this tweet here from Michael Knowles, another conservative, he tweets out the video here saying, "Do you disagree with Charlie Kirk's take?" He's saying that the predominant view of sexual ethics on today's left comes down to, quote, "If it feels good, do it," with the only additional requirement that everything be consensual, i.e. sexual anarchy. Am I missing something? So Michael Knowles appears to have an issue with this, an issue with people doing what feels good as long as it's consensual. So again, showing you that apparently they want government control over your sex life. Another reaction here, David Atkins tweets out, just to clarify, he's a contributor to Monthly and has written for the Prospect, saying here, whatever conservatism isn't driven by racism and greed is driven by pathetically insecure men very upset that people are comfortably and freely having sex without them and without following their rules. I think this is very true. And it just, ultimately the issue here is, how can you take this guy seriously? based on, first of all, the way he's looking, which is ain't too good. I hope he's doing okay. But apart from that, just these points that make no sense. They're just, terms to fearmonger. Oh, sexual anarchy. The San Francisco ruling class no longer wants private property. Come on. Like, it's just so ridiculous. But it appears that Charlie Kirk is out of ideas.